Hi, everybody. Welcome to Joy of Knitting with Gigi. I'm Gigi, and
I'm Katie.
Katie is my youngest, and I asked her to join us here today. I am at her house in Utah, and we're doing some work together on her home, some decorating. So I wanted to talk with you a little bit about Katie, and Katie is a brand new knitter, yes?
Yeah. I learned how to knit when I was like, 10 or something?
Yeah, I took you to a yarn store here
Yeah.
when we lived
And I
there.
used like those really long wooden needles that were like
Straight.
half an inch
Yeah,
thick.
straight one.
And then I never knitted again until like a month
Did you
ago.
end up knitting anything?
Yeah, it was like a scarf, I think.
Maybe.
And then I got really into those that circle thing where you like fold over and it makes a hat.
Yeah, and you took the hook and you...
Yeah, what was that
I
called?
don't remember what that...
Anyway.
It wasn't a loom because it actually knitted stuff. Yeah, it was the pseudo knitting thing. I think that they had that at Michael's.
Yeah, I was really into that.
Yeah. So anyway, when were you at the house, at my house?
It was November, right before Thanksgiving.
Okay. So right before Thanksgiving, and she asked me if I could teach her how to knit. But, of course right? Never turn that down.
Yeah.
Ever. So yeah, I've recruited somebody new to the Fiber Arts. And why were you thinking about knitting again? What brought you back around? Do you know?
I need more hobbies. I'm quite a creative, crafty person, but I never really had hobbies of my own besides reading. And
you are a prolific reader.
Yeah, I read a lot.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people out there that read way more than I do, though. It's kind of crazy. But I was like, I want something that, because I get so bored of things so easily. So I need like rotating hobbies. And so
ADHD guys.
So a knitting could just be another one that I could rotate through.
Absolutely. I get it.
Yeah.
But you picked it up again really quickly.
Yeah, I'm pretty talented like that.
Okay. That's great. Anyway, it's been a hot minute. I do want to, first of all, we have to do some housekeeping stuff, which we always do. At the end of this, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe right there. And if you hit the bell for notifications and you hit all, then what that will do is notify you every time I put up something new, which I'm trying to do regularly. But you know what? I don't know if I just really want to stick to schedule and box myself into that. And then I'm like, I become one of those crazy, like, oh my gosh, I have to do this at this time and this,
Yeah, and then you never hang out with your friends.
Right. And then
like
all you do is content create. Okay, Mr. Knits. Poor Mr. Knits. Yeah. Well, he's used to me knitting all the time, so that's okay. But yeah, and it takes a lot of time to edit and you have to live life and enjoy life. And why am I on here? Why did I start this? Do you remember? Do you remember
fun?
the conversation? Well, yeah, for fun.
Yeah.
To get a community, to reach out. But you were the one who said to me, Mom, you should have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, because you'd always talk about these other YouTube videos or other YouTubers that you were watching, and you were like, oh, I want to be friends with them. And I'm like, okay, so do true. That.
There's so many of you out there that are on YouTube that I would love to be friends with in real life.
And that's like
awesome.
That's like the point is like of influencers is you feel like you're friends with them.
Yeah.
And they have no clue who you are. So I was like, why don't you just be one of those people that other people can be like, oh, I want to be friends with her.
I don't want to call it influencing because I don't.
Okay, but
subscribe to that. But I just want to talk about what I love.
That's called influencing, Mom.
Well, okay, whatever. I mean, like I said, I had to create a community myself because knitting can be a very solitary. Yeah.
You just wanted friends. You were lonely and sad.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Do we want to talk about your knitting or do we want to do like what we're working on right now?
Well, this is your video. I don't know how you do it.
Okay, we'll talk about what. So I don't have any finished objects since my last YouTube video. What am I wearing? This first thing is the rosy sweater. As you see, I'm actually I told Katie this. I'm going to frog this. And it is an Italian bind off, so it's going to be an endeavor. And we do have mohair. Oh my gosh. This mohair, this is La Bien Amie. And her mohair is so soft. But in the process of it, it sheds like cat hair everywhere. And I find myself like this. I swear I was getting hairballs. Because
You got it all over your skirt too.
I got it all over my skirt.
It's on my couch now.
It's everywhere. But I'm going to frog it back and I'm going to go and make it shorter. Shorter. Let's see. Can you stand
Oh.
up? So you can see. I'm going to go up here. I think it would be cuter, shorter, cropped like that. What do you
Okay.
think? Do you like it like that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's so long and oversized and boxy. It would be cuter.
I mean, you
a little
could just
more cropped.
give it to me and then make a new one for you that's shorter.
Yeah, but I gave you the broom sweater.
Yeah.
Do you wear that?
But you know I like oversized stuff.
I know. Actually, I was thinking about doing this in this color and then having these be brown and the leaves be black. Wouldn't that be cute? Kind of like my socks. To these socks I got. Aren't those cute? See, brown and black. I don't know. I thought that would be kind of cute.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you can talk me out of this because I do love it.
Okay.
I don't know. You even like the sparkles? Because, I know you're like more of a basic kind of person.
I can't believe she just
Girl,
called me
sparkles.
basic.
Well, you're not a, what is the word for that?
I don't know.
Extra. You're not extra. And
guess.
sparkles is kind of extra, isn't it?
These are subtle though. They're not
are
crazy.
That's true.
Not
That's
like
true.
that other sweater you have.
All right. I'll let you try it on after this and if you like it.
Okay.
So no FO. So let's just go to whips first and then we'll get into Katie and her knitting journey. Okay, our whips. First, I am going to show you the black sparkle sweater. That's what I'm calling it, is the Cumulus blouse by Petite Knits. And I have this Blaze alpaca. I'm holding 2 of these. So it's this double with Lang palettes in black with rainbow sparkles or rainbow sequins. So I cast this on the first leg going from Las Vegas to Atlanta and then Atlanta, Fort Lauderdale. I was in Florida. So it has been 10 days, I think.
Of knitting it?
Yeah, since I started. What? Are you shocked?
You're fast.
No, I don't know. Okay, here we are. I'm going to hold that up so you can see the sparkle in that. We're getting there. I did say I wanted to get this done in a week, and I said that, 4 days ago. So it's been 10 days, and I thought I'd give myself another week, but I think it's going to take longer than that.
Probably.
Yeah, it definitely will take longer than that because I have 2 more inches of this, and then I do the I-cord. There's an I-cord bind off, which I'm not even going to talk to you about because you're doing an I-cord on your...
But it's an I-cord edge, which I
Right.
think is different.
It's totally different. And an I-cord like bind off, edging, it takes forever to do.
I can imagine.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that later when you're ready for that. I know, right? Okay.
And then
so-
sleeves?
Yeah, and then I'm going to do sleeves, but I'm going to do 3/4 sleeves. See? Look, another hairball. There we go. Ugh. This thing.
Good thing we just bought a vacuum.
There we go. Guess what I get to do? I get to come and help clean. Okay, so that's first whip. I have 2 more. The second whip, I showed you last time. Sorry, the sequins are stuck on my boot. I showed it to you last time. This is Andrea Mowry's Night and Day cowl, but I've gotten along quite a bit farther. And this is Gott's yarn, 100% merino, and this is 80% merino wool and 20% nylon. I got this I was telling them last time, this was Tracy's Rolling Yarn Truck. And it was one of the stops on that cruise that I went on where I met Maria. So this was really interesting because we got to the port in Nova Scotia and there's this little trailer that she tows around after herself, and you walk into it and it's shelves and it just has all this yarn. And then she was so cute because it was literally right on the dock when we were at the port, and we could look over the rail and see this little, and she had set out like 15 chairs. And so our whole
That's
group,
cute.
like our whole group went and sat down there, and yeah. Oh my gosh. Did you see these? Okay. She laughs at all my stitch markers. Look at that. There we go. That's a stitch. Stitch marker.
Stitch stopper.
Stitch stopper. There you go. You have a cute stitch stopper. You can show them. All right. And the last one, I cast this on 3 days ago. Told you I was going to do it. And here it is so far. This is my second Happy Camp sweater. And it is Spin Cycles colorway Bomboloni. Okay, here's the stitch stopper. So you can see that. Yep, Bomboloni. And then I am using, so here's Bomboloni. There we go. And I am holding that. The color work is Ritual Dyes Priestess DK in the colorway Bittersweet. And then the line in the middle in the floral part is Frankie Gray Fibers. This is her sock yarn, so I'm going to hold it double for a DK weight. Did you know that about the different weights?
No, I was just gonna ask you what DK meant.
Okay. DK double knit, I think it's.
Okay.
We'll talk about like yarn weight, because I haven't talked to you about that either. But anyway, that's going to be in the floral part, the little stripe for the 3 rows. Sorry. Boy, I'm having brain fart today. Okay, so that's that. That is my third whip. Now, Katie has a whip. This is what she's working on. We started her off with a shawl. She went into my yarn closet, and of course, she picks out the Malabrigo, right? Malabrigo Rios in the colorway Sagittarius. But how did that go?
So I was making just like a scarf.
Just
it was
garter
bad.
stitch. Just garter stitch. I just wanted her to get used to tension, right?
Yeah.
Knitting and just the knit stitch and tension.
And apparently I'm really good at dropping stitches and picking them back up later. So there were like some holes.
Yeah.
And then I let my niece, I was teaching her how to knit on it, and she was having so much fun because she's a crocheter. So she knit like 15 rows, and her tension was so much looser than mine.
Yeah.
And so it just looked so bad. And I broke the whole thing.
You frogged the whole thing.
The whole thing.
Okay, so you have 3 skeins or 2 skeins of that? I think
I
3
have
cakes.
3.
Yeah, we wound up 3 skeins. So she has 3 cakes. So
Some of it got really tangled though.
that's
so.
okay. Well, if you ever get really, really stuck, Maria is the one. She is the queen of untangling.
That's crazy because I'm really good at
And she
untangling
loves
necklaces.
And she loves it.
But yarn is something else because it just sucks. Anyway.
Okay. So show us what it is that you're working on.
So I'm knitting the Sophie scarf, as a lot of beginners do, I guess. I don't know. But I didn't use the right weight, apparently, of yarn. So this is really thin.
So on the pattern, does it tell you what weight yarn to use? Do you know?
I could look it up.
Yeah, why don't you look it up? Because I think people have done it with fingering weight.
Okay. I just
think
don't
you
know
can
what the
do it
difference
pretty
is.
So we'll talk about yarn weights right now. In knitting, you have different weights yarn, which is just different thicknesses. And you start off with the very lightest, thinnest kind. I'm going to hold up the alpaca blaze because this is Surrey silk or Surrey alpaca. See this? This is what they call lace weight.
Okay.
And you see how fine and thin that is?
Yeah.
Okay. So the next weight up is what is called a fingering weight or sock yarn. And you can knit all kinds of things with the different weights. It doesn't really matter.
I don't know.
Do you see where it says yarn?
It says materials.
Okay. What does it say? Let me take a look.
I don't know.
It's okay.
This is what she used on this one. I
Gauge.
think.
Okay, so gauge is 22 stitches, which is fine. And she doesn't even tell you what kind of yarn she uses, does
Yeah,
she?
it's right here. Materials.
Oh. Cashmere by Mondial or Cashmere Classic Cardiff or Cashmere Premium by Lang. 25 grams is 126 yards. So more or less, if you times that by 4, you get 100 grams, you get over 400 yards. That is fingering weight, pretty much.
Okay.
So
I don't do math.
you're going to learn.
No.
Yeah, I never liked math, but you end up doing it.
No.
It's okay. So here we have lacy weight. Yours is a fingering weight.
So it's 2 of those?
So yes, if
Twisted
you put,
together?
If you put not too twisted together, and you know what, their ply is different than weight.
Okay.
So this, see how it has 2 strands and twisted together?
Yes.
This is what you would call 2 ply. So they took 2 pieces of yarn,
Toilet paper.
and they not like toilet paper. They took 2 pieces of yarn and twisted them together.
Okay.
There's 3 ply, where they take 3 pieces of yarn and they twist them together. 4 ply.
Okay.
They can do the same thing.
I imagine.
Right. And you can have 4 ply be very, very thin and still end up with like a fingering weight.
Okay.
So it just depends how long, how thick the yarn
the-
is before they ply it.
Got it.
But in the yarn world, if you hold 2 lace weight yarns together, that's going to equal a fingering.
Okay.
Okay.
And then this is 2 of these is a DK.
2 of these is a DK. But in between fingering and DK is what's called, it's fairly new, it's called sport. Sport weight. It's less than DK, but more than fingering. So
Is that what people use for socks usually?
no, fingering is what most people, but you can knit socks with DK too.
Okay.
You can knit socks with a fingering or a DK. I wouldn't knit socks with anything thicker than that, but it just depends. And,
Might get
and again,
crazy.
yeah, like what size needle are you using here for this?
5. So it's 3.75
A
millimeters.
3.75 millimeters. So if you went down to a 3.5 millimeter or US size 4, you would actually get a more dense fabric and you wouldn't be able to see through it as much. So it also matters the needle size you use and the yarn you use. If you like this fabric and the way this looks, it's perfect.
Okay.
Because it's what you like. And the one thing that I always believe, and I've told everybody, is to me, it's all about the fabric. I don't care about gauge. I care about the fabric. So for instance, if a designer says 22 stitches per 4 inches on DK or sport, whatever, using this size needle, everybody's trying to get that exact
Like to
thing.
match gauge.
Right, to match gauge. But for me, it's like, yeah, but that's really dense and I don't like the way that looks. So I'll go up a needle or 2, swatch that and go, yeah, I like the way this looks. Then I measure that gauge and then I have to go in again.
Do
and
math.
Yes, to calculate what's the best size for me to do.
Damn.
So
It's crazy.
you'll learn this, but to me, it's all about the fabric. And that comes because I was a sewer first. So it's about the fabric. And as a
And, like, how
knitter,
it
you're
feels
creating,
and-
this is really luscious. Do you know what yarn this was or what the makeup is? Do you remember the label?
I know I think it's alpaca.
Okay. That's why it's very, very soft.
Yes.
Well, wools are very soft. Merino is a very, very soft wool. I think Masham is great. You can learn all about the different types of Corriedale and BFL, Blueface, Leicester. Okay.
I just go and I touch them.
I see. Yeah. You're like me. You're very tactile that way. I think it's coming along really nicely. I think I see this side's a little wonky, but even so,
And then you can tell.
all you have to do is pull this out when you block.
You can tell that like this part right here, like the sides,
Yeah.
have like looser gauge than the middle.
It's okay. It's all the learning process. And the thing is when you're finished, you're just going to be so happy with yourself. Like, I finished something.
Yeah, especially because this has already taken me months.
It's okay.
Or a month.
It's a process. Do you want to talk about your stitch stopper?
Oh, yeah. So I got this in Salt Lake City. You can see it's this little blueberry.
Is that at the Handwork Salt Lake City?
Yeah.
So we're going up there on Wednesday for their knit night. Hopefully they have some more blueberries, because
if you notice that I only have one, it's because my husband hates me.
That wasn't his fault.
I left them on a blanket that we were both sharing, and then I got up to get some water, and when I came back, he had flung it up to reposition it on himself.
Yeah.
And lost one of the blueberries. I don't know where it is. It's probably under our couch somewhere, but I don't want to move it because it's heavy.
Okay. Well, we're going to move it anyway because the carpet cleaners are coming on Wednesday.
So we might find it.
There we go. Might get the blueberry back. Okay, so we have fingering, we have sport weight, we have DK. Above DK is worsted weight.
Okay.
Which is...
Sounds terrible.
It's just big.
Sounds like the worst.
It's thick. No, worsted's great for people with, you live in Utah, it's really cold. And then above worsted is Aran, and then there's bulky.
Okay.
So those are the different categories of thickness. And the way they categorize it is there's a 1-inch tool where you can wrap the yarn around it side by side. And it depends on how many times it goes around before it hits the 1-inch mark. And that will tell you what the weight of the yarn is.
Okay.
So it's WPI, wraps per inch. And that's how they determine.
That's crazy.
I know. And then
it's a whole new world.
If you have a fingering and you hold it with a mohair, a lace, you get a sport weight.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like fingering is a 1.
Math.
Yeah, sport is 1.5 and DK is a 2. I know, just a little bit. Or you can do a sport and hold it with a lace and get a DK. So you'll learn that. Katie's objective this year is to start what? Knit a
sweater.
Oversized, right?
Yeah, I just want to knit myself a sweater this year. I saw this when I first started knitting. I was on Instagram and I got all these knitting reels, and these people were like, this was everything I knitted in my first year of knitting. And it's like this giant stack of like sweaters. And I'm like, what else did you do this year? Nothing? That's so crazy.
First year knitting, I'm shocked that people pick up on it. And because when I first started knitting, it was so bad. The projects were not good. My tension was not good. I'm like, I have other hobbies. I have a business to run. I have a dog. What is your business? What do you do?
I design websites on Show It.
She's actually really good. She's redoing my website for me.
Yeah.
And I will say your websites are absolutely the most interactive, most visually beautiful sites that seriously I've ever seen. I love them. Wow. You did a mock-up for your sister.
Yeah.
Her sister's a fine line tattoo artist, and her logo. Oh my gosh.
Well, I didn't do the logo.
I love that though, with the way you took all the moodiness with the blacks and then the cherry color from the 2 cherries on the logo. Great. Well, go look at her site, katiegrapesco.com, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Go take a look at it and see if you
can link it below if you want.
I will link it below. I'll put it here on the screen, and you are welcome to just take a look and make a comment and see how to be nice. We always talk about being nice. Do you have any questions? Like, what was your favorite part about learning to knit as you learned to knit? And then what was your most frustrating thing?
Well, I like how repetitive it is. I like a repetitive, I don't know
movement?
How to describe it. Even just, because you just kind of get into a flow state. It's really nice.
It's very meditative.
Yeah, I think. It's quite nice until math and counting.
No, every knitter knows she does not know how to count.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you count and you think you have it right, and then you recount, and then you come up with a different number.
No, that's the worst.
Yeah.
I think the worst thing about learning how to knit is just when you mess up, it's like they're like, oh, we'll just frog it. And I'm like, girl, I just spent 2 hours on these 8 rows. And now you're telling me to get rid of it all because I dropped a stupid stitch.
Well, you're learning how to use the crochet hook and pull it up, right?
Yeah, but that makes it look ugly still because I can't do it right.
Sometimes.
So
Look at it worked out. Slowly but surely. Even I'm starting. I'm not the best person at, fixing something when it's already messed up. If it's stockinette stitch, I can pull it all the way up. No problem. It doesn't matter how far down it is. But on garter stitch, that's harder. Garter stitch is harder. Oh my gosh. I was doing rib waves. I started the rib wave shirt by Ang Lee. Yeah, I think that was her name. Anyway, it was, I messed up on the cable. And I pulled it back right where the cable was and tried to fix it, and I couldn't. I messed it up so bad. So I frogged as much as I could, and I end up having the yoke about like this big, and it's hanging on my board as a swatch until I can cast it on again and try. Yeah. So, you know what, Katie?
It's also really hard, like learning all the
lingo.
Like,
yeah,
there are other names for things. There are already names for these things. You don't need to make up new fun names for knitting.
Like what?
I don't know. Like, why is it called frogging when you can just say
you rip it back?
You rip it back. Yeah.
Somebody thought it was funny because rip it sounds like ribbit.
That's
called it frogging.
I don't need to be doing all that.
I don't know. I thought it was hilarious. Whoever came up with that is genius. And then tinking. That's knitting backwards, which when you just have to undo it like 1 or 2 rows and you're knitting backwards, so you're tinking.
No, like, I get it, but it's just like...
What I don't get is why a whip is called, work in progress is a whip, but when you're done, why do they call it an FO, finished object? It's a finished project.
Yeah, but FP doesn't sound as fun. And also, Free People has coined FP. Sorry.
They coined it?
Free People has that.
Oh, goodness. I think knitting predates Free People.
Yeah.
Probably.
I feel like that's, I guess that's more just like in the knitting community.
Yeah. So I was going to ask you real quick before we go, do you know of or have you seen videos on the Baba sweaters?
The ones where like people knit little sheep on their sweaters?
No, they're it's a Spanish sweater company that sells these oversized.
Oh, you were telling me about them.
Yeah, really amazing wool, 100% wool sweaters, and these women are collecting them like they're like they run from $350 to like $650.
Soup's crazy to me because they look like normal sweaters,
just big oversized ones. Well, because of this craze and these young kids, and Katie's saying she wanted to knit an oversized sweater, I kind of went on a deep Ravelry dive into some of these oversized sweaters, and I've been saving them, and I think I'm going to do a video on Baba dupes. Like here, if you're interested in Baba sweaters or knitting something that looks like a Baba sweater, here's some patterns, and I'll put them all together in a Ravelry bundle.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching some people like doing those like try-ons of things that they had knit.
Yeah.
And people accidentally knit things way oversized because they don't gauge swatch first. So I'm like, I'll just do that.
We're going to swatch. If you want it large intentionally, it's fine. I'll just teach you how to do it so it comes out the way you want it to look. Nothing worse than the sleeves are too long or it's way too big or it's too small, heaven forbid, because that happens.
Yeah.
That happens. Because think about, there's nothing wrong with frogging. If you mess up and you want to frog or that project's not working for you or it no longer serves you, you just like frog it back, use the yarn for something else. But when you spend all that money and all that time on something to not have it even look good when it's on you, that's just the hardest thing to accept. It's so sad to me. And I've had two things that I've done that I'm just like, this was such a waste. So
are those balloons going to show up?
I don't know. I hope not. I hope not. If you see balloons on I did a reaction here and then balloons popped up. I don't know. That's the FaceTime camera on my computer. It's such its reactions that I don't know how to
I
get
don't know
them
why
off.
Apple does that.
Whatever. Okay. Anyway, thanks for coming and being here.
It's
I'm
my house.
so excited. I know it's her house. I'm so excited to be able to spend time with my daughter, and so it's fun to introduce her to you. And that's about it for today, right? Right. So thanks for being here, and remember, put joy in every single stitch. Bye for now.
You